The Barbers session is officially here. Hosted by Chris Basio, Christian Perez, this podcast is for Barbers by Barbers. And we're going to be focusing on different topics in the industry, product reviews, interviewing some of the biggest names in the industry, and we're going to be letting you know what it takes to be successful behind the chair. The day-to-day grind of being an entrepreneur is real, even in the barber industry. And we're in one of the greatest industries of all time, ever, one of the oldest ones. And, man, I just love it.
All right, so what's up, Chico? How you doing, bro?
Everything good, brother. How about yourself?
Chilling, man. Hey, first off, man, we just did the barber session class last week, and Chico showed up, man. I just want to say thank you for showing support, man, showing that barber love. You came through, bro.
That surprised the hell out of all of us, I
Surprised everybody, man.
Nah, no doubt, man. I always got to show love, especially to y'all boys, man. Y'all boys been showing love to me since day one in Tampa. You know, I rock with Tampa real heavy, man.
That's what's up, man. I remember the first time I met you or heard of you, man, was a couple years ago at the Exotics battle here in Tampa, man. You showed up in a party bus limo, man. I mean, that was legit. You set it off, boy.
Yeah, man. You know, the first time I heard about the Exotics head battle, I didn't really know too much about it. You know, I caught wind of it, and one of my barbers was telling me about it, so I started doing my research, and I said, man, you know, we're going to show up, man. We got to show out, you know what I mean? Because if I was going to go up there and compete, nobody was going to remember me. I'm going to remember myself because I'm going to have that trophy. I'm going to remember that battle. You know, my clients are going to see that trophy, but who's going to remember me from that battle? So I had to do something memorable, man.
You definitely stood out. It was definitely memorable, boy.
Yeah,
Hey, but
I appreciate it.
Listen, Bazzi, you ever heard of Chico's story, man? This guy has an amazing, crazy story, bro.
Yeah, I went to that class that him, Jesse, and DL set up at Jesse's shop in Brandon. I was sitting in the front. I think, Chico, you spoke first. And right off the rip, you set the tone, man. And like your story is so dope because it shows people who haven't been given a second chance, people who don't believe that there's a second chance, that kind of give up. It shows people that there's no excuses, man. Your story is the epitome of that.
Absolutely, man. Most definitely.
No doubt, man. I appreciate that.
Can you kind of touch on your story for the listeners who haven't heard your story?
Well, yeah, you know, I've been out for 9 years right now, and you know, I was in a whole nother place, a darker place in my life, and I was living a whole different type of lifestyle, you know, on the streets, and you know, I was a product of my environment, but I had this gift, which was always cutting hair. You know what I mean? I always loved to cut hair, and you know, I ended up incarcerated for armed trafficking charge in Miami, and ended up going to prison. And while I was in prison, I had this cellmate. The cellmate was doing he was already 30 in on a life sentence, and you know, he started basically, he was an old head, so he started schooling me a little bit, you know, letting me give me some knowledge and breaking things down to me, and we became good friends. And he passed away a couple years after I got out, but he meant a lot to me, man. Jimmy Melvin, man, he was a good dude, and basically he made me promise him that I wouldn't go back, you know what I mean? And I promised myself, I promised God, like, look, man, this is it. You know, I didn't like that environment. It just wasn't for me. You know what I mean? And being, you know, I like my freedom. I enjoy my children, and you know, I didn't want to be locked up with a bunch of dudes all day long. So I got out, and I set my mind to focus on what God had blessed me with, which was cutting hair and touching people's lives and helping people out. I started giving to my community, and started getting involved with different charities and whatnot. About 2.5 years later, after I got out, I had been working at the barbershop where I had worked previous to my incarceration for 2.5 years, and then I was ready to make my own move, and I stepped to the owner, which we're still friends to today. He actually still gets his haircut with me, and I stepped to him and said, look, I'm ready to do my own thing. You know, I had given him 8 years in total, the years before and the years after my incarceration, and I broke away. I did my own thing, and 9 years later, I got 2 shops. I'm traveling. I'm motivating. I'm educating, and you know, letting the youth know and the people after me that, you know, you don't got to go down that road. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody's born with a gift. You got to, you know, tap into that gift and see what God has blessed you with, and utilize that. You know, I didn't want to go back. I didn't want to, you know, the numbers to have me listed in there as well as one of those numbers that, hey, 80%, 90% of people that are released from prison go back within a year or two. I never went back. I don't, I have no urge to go back. That lifestyle is not for me. And you got dudes that still living that life that know me from back then that, give me the utmost respect. And my G pass is still active. You can believe that.
That's crazy, man. That's motivational for people out there, like Bazio said, to think that there's not a second chance out there for them. And now, you're traveling all over the country. You're doing motivational speaking everywhere. As a matter of fact, I've heard that you go back to the jails and prisons and you do motivational speaking to help those guys in there as well, right?
Yeah, man. I love going back to the correctional facilities, and I'm on the other side of the fence now. I'm not in there, so I'm going in there with regular clothes on, and I'm not there, marching with my blues on or nothing like that. And it feels good to see some of the faces that I left behind, and see the smile on their face when they see me, and they come up and they give me love. You know what I mean? I went there with DL and Jesse the one time, and there was about 1,000 inmates we spoke to.
Wow.
And they were just, I was just in the middle in the mix of it. There was no security there. Was nobody there. It was 2 guards to about 1,000 inmates, and they had a barber program, and that's how we ended up going over there. It was Moorhaven Correctional Facility, which actually I'm going back over there because they're about to do a barber battle on the rec yard. So Miss Yvonne Turner, she wants to be a part of that. So that's something dope. I haven't even told nobody about, but I'm actually going back to that. But yeah, it felt like you on the block with the homies, really, man. They regular people just like we are, man. There's nothing, you know what I mean? You show them respect, they show you respect, and that's just what it is. And they give us the utmost respect. Nobody was, making no noise. Everybody was quiet. They give us the most undivided attention. They were staring right at us. Like these dudes was proper, man. You know what I mean? A good crowd. And it felt good, man. And I still continue to do that. I talk to the youth. There's schools over here that have trouble youth. I don't know if you guys ever had a Tampa. They have like ALCs, like alternative learning centers, where they send all the quote unquote bad kids or whatever. But these kids aren't bad. They just product of the environment. They need mentors. A lot of these kids, their parents are locked up, either the mom and the dad, and they just need somebody to talk to, somebody to guide them in the right direction. Us as barbers, we have that power. How many kids sit in our chair? You don't know what's going on in that kid's life. Just because he got a brand new pair of J's, you don't know that his dad might be doing 15 years. You know what I mean? Just because he's dressed fresh or whatnot. You don't know what that kid is going through. I come from that environment. You know what I mean? I came from a broken home. Yeah. My mother was a single mother with 3 kids. We grew up on welfare. I remember staying in line for waiting for food stamps. You don't know what these kids are going through, so it's important that we talk to the youth, but not just the youth, the guys that people forgot about that are still incarcerated.
Definitely,
they depend on us.
Definitely, that's powerful stuff, man. And here you are speaking in front of 1,000 inmates, and I'm nervous to speak in front of 60 students at our barber session class, dog.
Yeah, I bet you there was 1,000 people waiting to enroll into that barber program.
Yeah, man. Everybody wanted to get in that barber program, but it's so small, and they only could do so many at a time. But they were hungry, man. They had the guys that never even cut hair that say, "Hey, I want to sign up. I want to be a barber." That's what because they see the glamour side of it. Barbering doesn't have to be just sitting behind a chair all day. There's more to it. It's a doorway for other things. You have to set that path, though.
Yeah, it's a platform.
Exactly.
It's a platform. It's just what you do with it. So Chico, bro, why did you pick up a pair of clippers, man, for the first time? Why did you choose barbering? What was the reason you chose it, or did it choose you?
Man, listen, man, it was kind of a mixture of the both, man. My mother had a major role in that. She used to cut our hair, and my mother was no barber. She was no cosmetologist. She was just a single mom with 3 kids, and she didn't have no money to take us to the barber shop, straight up. So by the time I was 11 years old, you had all the shows like Fresh Prince, Kid and Play. Like I grew up on that era, man. I'm an 80s baby raised in the 90s, you know what I mean? So I seen all the dope fly haircuts, and I'm like, yo, I want haircuts like that. Forget this. I got curly hair. Like if I let my hair grow, I keep my hair real short, but I got curly hair. So my mother used to try to give us a comb over. Imagine having a comb over with curly hair, man. It's just not a good look, man. You know what I mean? So, me and my brother, I told my brother one day, my father picked us up. He used to pick us up on the weekends sometimes. And he picked us up and he said, each one of y'all can buy one thing. And my brother picked up a football. He was real athletic. And he still is. My sister picked up a old cassette. It was like a VHS tape to watching the VCR. That's all back in the day. Was no DVDs, and I picked up a pair of clippers from Walmart, man. And this was when Walmart wasn't even a super Walmart yet. That's how far back this is. It was just a regular little Walmart, and I went in there and they didn't have a lever or nothing. It was just a regular little zero gap little clipper, and I just went in on my brother. I said, hey man, let me do this, man, and he let me. And to this day, he's always been my number one supporter, man. My brother, my sister, and I went in on him. I just got tired of my mom really messing us up, and then it's just I was already an artist. I used to draw a lot anyway, so it was kind of like that was my canvas now, man, and it took off from there.
So you were a barber out of self-defense, out of hair defense.
Yeah, exactly, man. I was just defending myself, man. Yes,
like, mom, I'm not going to school like that again, mom. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It started on the toilet, man. It started on the toilet seat and a towel. That was my cape, and a little pinche, the little clothes hooks, you know what I mean? And one of those, that was my little clip. And I was full throttle, man. 11 years old, man. I was cutting hair. By the time I was 15, I was charging $5 a head. You know what I mean?
Those famous $5 haircuts, man.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. I went from the bathroom. It went to the back patio. And eventually, the back patio became the barbershop. And my mother didn't know what was going on. I used to use the ironing board. We had an ironing board on the backyard, and that was my station. And my mother, she wore scrubs because she worked at the daycare. And one day, she finally found out what was going on because I forgot to clean off the plancha.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? I forgot to clean it off. So she puts her clothes there. She lifts it up. There's white scrubs and there's hair everywhere. And she's like,
man.
Oh man, you see a Puerto Rican mom, well, how she flipped out, man. It was chancleta and frying pans flying everywhere.
We all know that, bro. We all know that. So, where do you see this industry in the next 5 years, Chico?
Hey, I'm gonna keep it real, man. If this industry doesn't start changing, man, and I mean, there's a lot of I don't know, there's a lot of people that break themselves off and form these little groups, and this group is cool with this group, and I'm gonna put the people on that I want to put on. If that continues to happen, man, I see a lot of this industry is gonna turn real commercial. It's not gonna be fun anymore like it was a couple years ago. I see it changing right now. You know what I mean? But it has to change, man. I see it, all around just barbers deteriorating their value, are getting pimped out by companies. You know what I mean? Like, they're not putting a value or price on them. So they just want to do it for the fame, and everybody's so starstruck right now that they're losing focus of what it is that why we're really here. You understand? And so if I see a lot of fugaziness, straight up, this dude is on this dude, and there shouldn't be no reason why we praising dudes when they walk in the door and like we celebrity. We all human, man. We all human and we all men, for the most part, and women. But these guys that's coming in here, they put themselves on these platforms and they won't even come up to you and shake your hand. Like, be a man. See somebody. I recognize you from IG. I'm not gonna sit there in front like I don't, because I'm trying to play it cool in the corner. I'm gonna go up to you. I'm gonna shake your hand. I'm like, what up, man? I'm Chico Boom. What's up? People have forgotten to do those little simple things. It's a lot of fugazi, there's a lot of copycatting, a lot of biting. There's no originality. It's just it makes me sick a little bit. It kind of makes me want to just fall back and do my thing and just say forget this industry stuff. You know what I mean? But it's more to it. I don't feel like everybody's like that. I just feel like there's some people like that, and if that continues to spread, that's a cancer.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I see what you're saying, man. A lot of times too is like, are you a barber, or are you just a celebrity barber? I mean, are you a barber celebrity? The opposite of it, right? Like you
exactly.
I mean, Drew.
That's the thing. It's like, we all barbers. We all got that in common. That's what brought us together in the building to begin with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you have a conversation with somebody, they try to rush you off or brush you off, so they can go have a conversation with the other dude because that dude had 100,000 followers on Instagram. Yeah. Like, come on, man, Instagram's a problem, man. Instagram don't make nobody, man. Some of the most wealthiest people in the world don't even have an Instagram.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to let Instagram be the dictator of who's cool and who's not, and who's gonna chill with this and who I'm chill with and all this jibber jabber, it's foolishness. You know what I mean? Like, just let's focus on why we're here because you do something that I do. You might do it better, but hey, I can learn from you, or maybe I do something better. You can learn from me. Let's steel sharpen steel, and we here to break bread with each other and have a good time, vibe, and share knowledge, man. You know, but you being stingy with the knowledge, you're not gonna be successful in life, man.
Yeah, man. I believe in the growth of this industry, and I think it's gonna happen when everybody's pockets are getting a little fatter, when everybody's sharing the information and focused on the things that you're doing. For example, you got 2 barbershops. You're behind the chair, am I right? Still?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
and cutting all day, spinning the chair. And those are the things that we gotta focus on as barbers, as opposed to fame fame in the barber's eyes on Instagram. And that's what we're trying to teach with the barber session, with the classes and stuff. It's not so much about walking in here and acting like you on a platform above everybody else. So I definitely see eye to eye with you on that, man. I think it's dope that you see it too.
Absolutely. I mean, Drew was touching on it with us a couple weeks ago, where he's like, man, people DM me all the time and I answer. There's a lot of people that DM these guys and they don't even get responses.
Bro, I do a video response. If somebody hits me up on like Snapchat or Instagram, I do a video response and I talk to them. You know what I mean? As a person, I don't just send them a text. But I think that's the important things.
It's the little things that count.
Man, if anybody knows me, man, if anybody know Boom for real, they know when Boom come in the building, the first thing I do is I shake everybody's hand in that room.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I do that every single time, but it's important because I'm letting you know right there. I'm humbling myself, and I'm letting you know what I mean. I'm giving you that respect first, because in order to get respect, you have to give respect. You know what I mean? There's only so far that these people are going to go until they start seeing your true colors. They're going to follow you for only so long. But I want these people to follow me forever. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because what I got to give them is good stuff. What I got to give them is real. What I got to give them is genuine. You know what I mean? And what I got to give them is just love, man. You know what I mean? Love and respect to everybody, man. But that's the first thing I do. And these people won't even do that. They come in the room and they act like they don't stink. You know what I mean? And,
I mean, in just class that we did, it was shocking to see you there, but I think the faces that people had was shocking that you went to every single person, you shook their hands, man, and I mean, even with me, you acted like, I mean, I don't know, we probably met maybe 2 or 3 times, and you acted like you've known me forever, man.
That's what it is, man. Once we shake hands, man, we connected, man. We good, man. We family, man. It's all love. It's all respect, man. We there for one thing, man. We not there to be beefing. We're not there to, my cut looks better than his. We're not there for that. You know what I mean? If that's what you're there for, then you're there for the wrong thing.
Absolutely. So
Definitely, Chico.
So Chico, this kind of, bringing on to another topic, back to the barbering, back to being behind the chair, because we know you're behind the chair still. What is your favorite haircut to do?
Man, that's a hard one there, man. I love all type of haircuts. I love when somebody really, it's not even what's my favorite thing to do, my type of cut per se. I say I like to do a big transformation. I like when somebody comes in there and it just looks totally opposite of what I'm gonna do to them, and then they just walk out and be like, wow. You know what I mean? That expression. That's what I get. And that's what one of my favorite things of being a barber is being a transform people, and not just the people, but their confidence. The way they walk, the way they smile, the way they hold their head up high is different when they leave my chair. You know what I mean? And that's what I like. I like to transforming people, giving people makeovers. That's real big on me. So I like all haircuts, man. I mean, there's no one particular one. I love afros and that was always one of my favorite ones, was sculpting an afro and stuff like that, and flat tops and mohawks. So it's so many haircuts. I can't really say that I have a favorite one. I just like the whole makeover aspect of it, like changing somebody and being like, damn, I don't even recognize that guy. That boy fresh.
I mean, we see that every day, man. We touch lives, like you said. We touch people's lives. I've had people sit in my chair. Bozzy, you've seen it. Literally, a gentleman that was sick for a while and couldn't get a haircut, and finally was able to get up under his own strength and get a haircut, and literally start crying because he saw the transformation he had. It's a whole nother level, man. When you can't even get up to go to the barbershop because you're so sick, and then when you finally sit in that chair and that transformation, like you said. It's just touching lives, man.
And it makes you feel good though.
Absolutely.
Because I've gotten goosebumps off of people. Right? You see somebody with a cry like that, man. I would have probably got goosebumps and chills, and I would have to embrace and give them a hug, man. You know what I mean? And it's just like, even the old seniors that come in my shop, man. It's like they come in there. We'll chop it up for a little bit. I don't even charge those guys half the time. I just give them a free cut. 80-year-old, 90-year-old, you know what I mean? He's on his way out, man. But if he could drop me some good jewels, you know what I mean? And he could definitely put me on to something. And hey, man, what about this or what about that? He give me some good advice. Yeah, man, it cuts on me, man. You know what I mean? That guy's 90 years old, man. You know, you gotta respect the ones before you, man. You know what I mean? Appreciate them.
Not only that, but I think a lot of times, when cutting people's hair, a lot of times barbers are just, it's all about the money. It's all about the money. And like even with tips, and I said this in the class, you can't be focusing on the tips, on the money, because like you said, people will drop jewels on you. You're networking as a barber. It's, there's things of value that customers give you that doesn't necessarily have to, be a direct reflection to the money that they give you in your pocket. You know what I mean? So like you said with the older cats, they're dropping jewels on you. Just the fact that you're helping them, it makes you feel better. I mean, that's value enough.
Motivation
Right,
in itself.
exactly, man.
And
yeah, exactly.
And
man.
barbers lose sight of that a lot of times, and all they're worried about is how much they're gonna charge, man.
I can't stand that term NFT, bro. It drives me crazy.
Yeah.
It drives me crazy when I hear barbers say that. You're getting paid for a service anyways.
Yeah, the money is gonna come, man. If you market yourself right, if you conduct yourself as a businessman at all times, if you have great customer service, if you have good conversation, you don't got to have to be the best barber. That money is gonna come. You set a value, you set a price on yourself, and you value yourself, then people are gonna value you. You know what I mean? And look, bro, I've seen all type of. I've been in the industry 15 years cutting hair, and I've seen all type of barbers come and go. I've had all type of barbers coming out of my shop, and I've seen some good ones. I've seen some bad ones. I've seen some bad ones that took care of those clients.
Yep.
And it was just overall just a great, it had great personal relationships with these people, great customer service with these people, and these people were blessing them, and their haircuts wasn't all that. It was like, I'm talking on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm talking like 4s and 5s. You know what I mean? The guy that was arrogant, that had the 10, he had a 10 instead of 1 to 10. He had a 10 all day, but guess what? He didn't talk. He put headphones on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He didn't really interact with that client. He didn't look out for that client. He didn't get to know that client. He want to talk about himself.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can't talk about yourself. You got to get to know that client. What's that client's name? How old is he? How long has he been married? What is his kid's name?
Yeah.
Half the barbers don't even know that. They don't even know jack diddly squat of their client. All they want to talk about them.
And they don't care. And they don't care to know.
Hey, and
they don't care.
And
Look at they too wrapped up. Yeah.
We was having a conversation with Jesse about we're all shop owners, and we were talking about hiring barbers, and we asked him passion or talent, and his answer was real quick, it's passion, right? And he says because the barbers who are arrogant, that think that they're the best, they're the most arrogant, right? But the best barbers in the shop are usually, they're never the busiest, and the busiest ones are usually not the best ones. They're the ones who are humble. They're the ones who are professional. They're the ones who are coachable and can hold a conversation and all that you was just mentioning.
Exactly,
now you're a shop owner. When you're doing your hiring process, passion or talent?
I mean, I agree with Jesse, man. I got to go with passion. Talent. You could teach somebody. I could teach somebody how to cut. I could mold them on the type of person I want. But if he has no passion and he has no ambition, he has no drive, then I'm talking to a dead horse. I don't need nobody. I don't need a log. You understand? I need a worker, man. I need people that wants to take care of people. I don't need a log around all day, man. I don't need that's a log, man. He's just a dead log.
I'm gonna start using that. I'm gonna start using that
yeah.
now.
A log.
No, he's just dead, man. He's just dead weight, just sitting around doing nothing. I don't need that type of negative energy vibes in my shop. My shop, look, man, I've gone through 100 people, and 100 people came and gone and went, and I'm still here.
Yeah.
6 years later, my shop's still bumping. It's called Boom for a reason. We booming every day. You know what I mean? And it's because of the people that I choose to have in here. I've had cancerous people in here, and I let them go. Every shop has had that. You know what I mean? It just happens in this game. You're gonna have good. You're gonna have bad. You're gonna have those logs. I don't want no log. I want a dude that's driven. I want somebody that's passionate, that's humble, that can stand next to me whenever he's not cutting and just watch me. Because watching is a big process of becoming a good barber. Learn from the ones before you. I used to go to barbershops and sit there and watch these older guys just cut hair. Just watch. I wouldn't talk to them. I wouldn't do nothing. I just sit there and watch. But that comes with passion though. If you have that passion, that ambition, that determination.
Yeah.
If you don't got that, I don't want you, because you too cocky, you're only gonna get about 6 months to a year from you before you out there opening your own shop. And guess what? You're gonna be the only one in your shop with probably like one other barber that is just as cocky as you, and that place is not gonna last that long, man. There's been a lot of them that's came and gone and closed and sold, and they don't last. They're not there for the long haul, man.
Yeah. All right. So Chico, the last time I think you were here was like 2 years ago, and I've seen you boom, like literally grow over the last 2 years. You're all over the place. Every time I look at my Instagram feed, every time I anything that has to do with barbering, your name pops up, man. You're booked at all these shows and stuff, and I know you're a hard worker. But let me ask you a question: what do you attribute, in such a short span, the success that you've had in this industry so far?
I mean, look, man. It starts with me. It starts with my faith in God. You know what I mean? I always let God take control of everything. But I like to surround myself with good people. Real recognize real, man. You know what I mean? I know real dudes, and coming from the type of environment that I came from and applying that into a positive mindset that's allowed me to grow and become the person I am. But it starts with one, inner self. Like, what do you really want? You got to ask yourself that. What are your dreams? What are your aspirations? What are your goals? And you have to set those. But you have to do it, though. You have to accomplish it. I set goals for myself, and I told myself I need to do this. I need to do that. And I've done it. I've gone out there and went and got it. I don't wait around for nobody. I talk to God. I talk to myself in the mirror. You know what I mean? And I tell myself what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do next. I pray on it. If it feels right, I go for it. But I put myself in these situations. I don't wait around for nobody. You can't wait around. You can't. Closed mouths don't get fed. You understand? You got to put yourself, if the door's not being open for you, kick it down. You know what I mean? That's what I do. And I've just surrounded myself with great people that have helped me in this industry. Jesse Lima, Curtis Smith. Those are two main guys that opened up to me, like off the rip. Like as soon as I met those guys, they just opened up to me, and they just, like I said, real recognize real. They knew what I was about. I knew what they was about. Just by talking to them, conversating with them. DL Master, Kenny Duncan.
Kick the dude down with that bus.
Exactly. Daniel Moore, Success at it. These are dudes that just, I conversate, and they've told me, but they've been in the industry way before me. I've been in the business, I should say. I've been in the business for 15 years, but they've been in the actual industry. Before me. So I just, putting yourself in those situations, picking up the phone and calling people, returning people's phone calls. Yeah. These little things. People forget about the little things. The little things is what counts, man. Picking up somebody's phone call, is a lot. You know what I mean? Having a conversation with somebody, getting to know them. I've had conversations with Jesse on the phone for hours. Just talking, life. Building relationships is important, man. If you don't build relationships with people around you, you're not gonna get nowhere.
Most definitely, I agree. So I saw a post you put up on Facebook and Instagram, and you were talking earlier about how customers sometimes, old heads, dropping jewels on you, and you had stopped at this old barber shop that had been there forever. What was that experience like? The conversation that you had with them and stuff like that. What was that like?
Oh man, that was a beautiful thing, man. It's downtown Fort Myers. Fort Myers is real historic, downtown area. Thomas Edison, he was one of the pioneers of Fort Myers. He had a winter estate here, and it's an old barbershop, and it's called Blake's Barbershop. It's been in around 1920s or something. I don't know. They've been there for a hot minute, and it's the oldest barbershop in Fort Myers. And I'm advertising this class that I got coming up April 24th is on a Sunday. I'm bringing Danny down, and we're doing a class. So I go around town and I just talk to all the barbershops and all the barbershop owners. I'm a firm believer, man. As a true businessman, you can't have enemies, man. You know what I mean? If you don't have enemies as a businessman, entrepreneur, then sky's the limit and beyond. You know what I mean? Like you'll grow a lot further. So I just went in, just talking to different business owners, promoting the class. Hey, my name is this, da 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 da. And I went in there, and I was always fascinated with the place. I've stopped in there before and just took a picture or whatever. But I actually sat down and talked to Miss Yvette and Mr. Jim, man. And these people have been doing it way longer than any of us have been alive. Especially Mr. Jim, man. He 83 years old. He's still cutting. And he was so smooth with it too, man. The way he was moving was so swift. Like, This old man's fast, man. Like he looked like he had a 1-2 combo, man, up his sleeve, man. You know what I mean? Like he still had it in him. But we chopped it up, and it was amazing, man. It was such a good feeling, man, and they felt good too, being that somebody, that was younger than them was having actual conversation. Cause we forget about the old folks, man. Let's just be honest, man. We forget about that what they've done for us, and we forget about even showing respect to talking to these people. So the fact that I was even talking to them, they enjoyed it. So I was showing them Instagram, and they didn't know what Instagram was, and they were trying to zoom in on the pictures on Instagram and stuff. They didn't, what I mean? So it was real cool. Then he pulled out the old Polaroids, and we going through the pictures. So it was a great experience, man. The barbershop has the picture does no justice. They all have these old antique chairs, and they all have these porcelain sinks in between each station. So it looks like you're walking into a whole nother era, a whole nother time zone. You know what I mean? A whole nother time in life. Where people operated different, and the brick road that downtown. It looks real nice, man, and it was amazing, man.
So
I can't, man.
So it's a pretty cool experience. That's what's up.
Man.
I don't know about you, Bazio, and I don't know about you, Chico. You touched on that, but is it me or do those old school barbers, man? Barbers nowadays, they just don't. Those old school guys, they like cut like with style, man. They like have like a style to when they cut. You know what I mean?
Got style and finesse, man. You got style and finesse because they cut up under somebody. That nowadays they just giving barber license to anybody nowadays. You know what I mean? You can go into school, you don't know nothing about nothing, and you go in there. You as long as you do the curriculum and answer all the questions and fill in all the bubbles, right? They give you a license, man. It's not about that. They don't teach you about the business. They don't teach you about how to operate after school, how to go, market yourself, brand yourself. They don't teach you none of that. All they teach you is, hey, you got to do this many perms, you got to do this many cuts, you got to do this many styles, you got to answer all these questions. Once you got that, got your license. What happened to apprenticeships? Working up under somebody and from a real master barber. These guys that are calling themselves master barber, and they only been in the industry and in the business for 1 or 2 years. You're not a master barber because you got your license. You're not. Just because you know how to do a nice fade, you're not a master barber. You're not. You know what I mean? So I was actually talking to Curtis the other day, and we were talking about texturizing the hair and putting the chemicals in. He's like, some of these barbers don't even know how to do that, and I could do that all day. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's true. Some of these barbers don't even, all they know how to do is a fade. How's your shear work though? Yeah. And you cut women's hair. You know what I mean? It's like, you're a barber, you got to be a barber all around. You call yourself a master barber, you have to be a master of that craft. And that's why these older guys cut the way they do. That's why they got that style, that finesse. Because these are real masters of their craft. They've been doing it 20, 30, 40 years. They can truly call themselves masters. But you're not a master at 20 years old. You're not a master barber. You can't be a master barber at 20 years old, at 22 years old, at 23 years old, because you don't have enough experience. You still got milk around your mouth, man.
Yeah, I think it's dope what DL says. Even outside of cutting hair, like, do you have benefits? Do you have a 401k? Are you making this a career, or are you just cutting hair? And I know you got to wrap it up because you got a meeting that you got to go to, but that's something that you definitely believe in as well. Am I correct, Chico?
Yeah, I definitely believe in it. I called the meeting tonight. My shop is open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week and 9 to 3 on Sundays. Today I closed at 8 o'clock. I had the guys clean up the shop. I said 8:30. We're gonna have a meeting. We're gonna talk a little bit. There's gonna be some things that they're not gonna want to hear from out of my mouth. You know what I mean? But there's certain things that need to be corrected in every shop, and it's very important that you have meetings. But guess what? After I'm done talking to them, I got a group of people, a finance company is going to sit there and talk to them about what to do with their money, how to invest their money, setting up 401ks, life insurance policies, health insurance, all that good stuff that's going to get them on the right track. Because I got a couple new guys, man. I got like 2 new guys that, are new in the game, and they haven't heard this. My old heads have. You know what I mean? I've had guys in here 5-6 years with me that's been riding out. They've heard it, but it's good for them to hear it again if they're not doing it.
Of course.
But it's very important as a business owner, and this goes out to all my fellow business owners out there. If you own a barbershop or whatever, a tattoo shop, it don't matter what. Hold meetings at least once a month with your crew. You know, that brings the family closer, man. They say a family that prays together stays together. My mother used to have little family meetings where she used to call us in all together with, you know what I mean? Hey, I need you to tighten up with this. I need you to help out more around the house with this. I need you to do this. You know, and that brings everybody together as a team.
Yeah.
But if you have no communication, if you don't bring that bond together with those meetings, your house is gonna flop, man.
Yeah.
You know, a house divided within itself has no what. You know, you gotta think about these type of things, man.
Yeah. So I know you gotta go to that meeting, but I just want to ask you one more question, and then I want you to give the people, where they could reach you at, your Instagram and all that stuff. But the final question, so you can get to this important meeting, is what makes a real barber to you?
Oh man, a real barber is somebody that puts everybody else first, man. As for, caring for people, taking care of people, good customer service, talking to people, basically everything that we mentioned before, man. Just great customer service, man. Letting that client know it's all about them. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, it's not all about them after 9 o'clock at night. It's about me and my family. But from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., guess what? It's about them. You know, servicing that client, taking care of that client, making sure that business stays busy, that those doors keep revolving. There's a barber has to have that character, man. They have to have that finesse. They have to greet people when they walk in the door. If you don't even greet somebody when they walk in that door, what type of person are you? You just taking people's money. You a thief. You're not a barber. You know what I mean? All you're doing is stealing. I mean, give people what they're paying for. Just great customer service, great customer skills, conversations. Humility. Those things are very important, man. Cleanliness. That makes a barber. You have to know the industry inside and out, the business. You know what I mean? You got to be able to sharpen your own tools, fix your own clippers. You got to know all this. If you don't know what clippers is out there, what tools is out there, don't call yourself a real barber, man. Educate yourself. Keep re-educating yourself, up to date. Read books, read magazines, look at the trends out there. Look at Instagram, it's free. You know what I mean? That makes a good barber. Just an all around person that takes care of the people around them that's been taking care of them. Because these are the people paying our bills.
That's what's up, man. Definitely. And Chico, you have an event coming up here in April. I'll definitely be there showcasing. Just so you know, Jesse reached out to me and definitely want to be there and support. But can you give out the information, and if anybody wants to get tickets, where to get them from and all that good stuff?
Yeah, April 24th, we're going to have a barber educational seminar and private dinner. So dinner is included. It's $75 for 3 hours. We're going to have some motivational speaking. We're going to be going over marketing, over branding. We're going to have some cut techniques. Daniel Moore, Success Addict, he's going to be in the building, so is mine and his class is going to be real dope. That $75 includes the dinner and includes entry to the cut party that we're having afterwards. Jesse Lima is going to be in the building. Curtis Smith is going to be in the building. Myself, Danny, Team Exotics will be in there hosting. It's going to be a lot of showcasing, a lot of barbers and stylists from all over. If you need tickets, the tickets for the cut party are only $20. If you want to just come to the cut party, there's a link in my bio. Go to Boom's World, and you can click on that link. You can order online. If you're in the area, you can get them from me directly. Jesse has tickets. You can hit up that number that's on the flyer. That's on my Instagram. You can hit that up 239-529-8755. You can hit me up directly. And I can get you tickets, flyers, posters, whatever you need, man. If you want to invite people. This is going to be a dope party, because not only is it going to be barbers and stylists in the building, there's going to be regular people, that's going to be just there supporting their barbers and stuff. So it's going to be great. It's going to be great. We're going to have vendors there. If you want a vendor booth, we're going to have vendors there. Food, drinks is going to be a really, really nice thing.
That's dope, man. I can't wait to be there. And if you listening, you're a barber and you haven't been to an event, you're really selling yourself short. Like Chico said earlier, man, your network is important, man. Surround yourself with positive people, man. So look forward to seeing everybody out there. Chico, thank you so much for your time and spending some time with us on the Barber Session podcast.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on, for real, man. You've been here to my shop before and you've done some motivational speaking. And just like that night you came to the shop, on the show, you have not disappointed, bro. You spit bars, bro. So I appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate you, Chris and Chris. I love y'all boys, man. Support, love. You already know, man. Anything y'all need, y'all already know you can reach out to me. You got some family out here in Fort Myers, man. Everybody listening out there, I appreciate y'all taking the time out to listen. Love every single one of y'all, man. And y'all stay blessed, man, and keep pushing forward.
All right, brother. Likewise, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother.
That was probably one of the coolest interviews we've done on here, huh, Chris?
Yeah, that interview was dope, man.
That dude spit bars.
He's always good, positive people to talk to, man, and knowing his story and where he is today is dope, man. It's motivating. It's motivating just to know him.
Definitely, bro. I mean, you can't not be around him, bro. His attitude is infectious, bro. Just makes you want to go harder.
Of course. Yo, so we're gonna go out to Fort Myers, definitely. We're gonna be out there.
We're going to Jacksonville this weekend, right?
We're going to Jacksonville this weekend, yeah. But one thing that stands out about Chico Boom is that he's always talking about helping other people, and I think that's one of the big reasons why he's grown so quickly. Why would you not want somebody like that on your team?
Definitely. Absolutely. So, Bazio.
Yep.
What'd you think of the barber session last week?
The barber session was dope, man. I mean, a lot of people showed up. The house was packed. You know, it was just dope seeing all these people and networking with all these people, and even afterwards, you know, conversating with everyone and answering questions. It was dope, man. It was the first one. And
First of many.
Yeah, it was the first. It was the first one, but not too shabby.
Not at all, man. I was really impressed, bro. I don't think there was one person that came to the class that was from Tampa.
Nah.
That's crazy.
There were a few, but probably like 90% of them were from out of town, out of state. Crazy.
That's somebody from Georgia in the house.
Yeah.
All the way from Georgia, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It was a humbling experience for me, man. As you know, I'm mostly behind the scenes on stuff. You know, I do the dirty work, like you like to say. So it was a humbling, different experience for me, getting up and showcasing and doing a haircut tutorial and speaking in front of the class. It was really cool. I look forward to doing more of them.
Yeah, definitely. We'll be doing more, man. Definitely.
So yo, is Golden State gonna do it?
They're gonna beat that record. A record I thought would never be touched. I didn't think I'd have this conversation in my lifetime.
Like the way you said that is like they're gonna do it easy. You think like easy? It won't come close,
bro. They're gonna do it.
Yo, as much as I hate to say it, man, and I know they're gonna get past them, but the Spurs haven't lost a game in like a year and a half, bro. At home, that's sick.
If it wasn't for how good Golden State is, the Spurs would be having a ridiculous season. They've only lost 9 games?
Yeah, and they're undefeated at home in like almost 2 years.
It's ridiculous, bro.
Insane. Bunch of old guys, bro. I don't get it. Getting paid Social Security.
It's that New England Patriots system. Coach.
You saw what they did. They got New England got rid of Chandler Jones, man. Their best pass rusher this week. They got rid of him for a second-round pick. The Patriots are just a system, bro. If they want you, they'll sign you the year before your contract's up. If they don't want you, they just trade you and get a pick for it. They don't. The
only
bro.
person they need to pay is Tom Brady. That's it.
They don't even pay him.
Well,
you know how much he gets paid? You know how much he gets paid?
Huh.
Like $14 million a year. Brock Osweiler is making like $18 million a year. He takes pay cuts so they can bring people in. I don't get it, but they don't bring nobody in ever. I don't understand. Like he's getting fleeced by his own team. He's taking a pay cut so they can improve the team, and then they don't improve the team.
Well, they still win.
As they say, it's the Patriot way. I don't get it, man. I wish there was a Buccaneer way, but that ain't. That's damn for sure not. There's no such thing. The Buccaneer way is firing coaches every year.
Yo, so John Bones Jones is fighting.
Yo, he is. He's fighting your boy again. What's his name? I can't remember. Fat boy.
Who do you have in that one?
Bones Jones, man. Come on. Cormier. He's fighting Cormier. He told him at the pre-fight. He told him, "You better thank God you got that cushy commentating job because I'm gonna send you right back to that after the fight's over."
Ooh.
I mean, you care to wager, or you going on Bones Jones?
I got Bones Jones. What do you mean?
I was about to say
on the show you gonna try to play me like that?
Hey, you never know, man. You come out with some ridiculous stuff, like LeBron James is the best player in the NBA ever.
Never said that.
He has said that. I have documented proof from Louis the Barber.
I say yeah, potential.
From Ferdy, if you're listening, reach out. Ferdy's heard you.
That was like 3 years ago when he had potential to be the best ever. He did.
Never said potential. JP, clear this up, bro. Come on.
Yeah, so that was another episode.
Episode 5, right?
Episode 5, Chico Boom. And We got some surprises, some special guests coming up.
Some big guests coming up. Big names, people. Big names.
So, the Barber Session Podcast.
Signing out from Headline Studios.
The Barber Session.